Hi Capricorn, welcome to your 2019-2020 astrology forecast. Now this is a general overview for the next 2 years with a primary focus for 2019. And I will go into much greater detail when I do your Capricorn monthly astrology forecasts. Now you know it's showtime for you because I've been talking it up, and I'm sure other astrologers and tarot readers and so on have been talking it up too on the internet about Saturn being in Capricorn, the mega conjunction in Capricorn, the eclipses in Capricorn. So you know the spotlight's on you and it's action time. Now Saturn is your planetary avatar, and he continues his journey in Capricorn all of 2019. He will enter Aquarius March 23rd, 2020 through June 16th, 2020, and then June 17th through December 17th, he'll be back in Capricorn. So he's in he'll step into Aquarius just a bit, but then he's mostly in Capricorn for all of 2020 as well. He'll go into Aquarius December 18th, 2020, and then be in Aquarius for the next 2.5 years. Saturn is king of the castle. Saturn is knocking about the kingdom, and he wants your attention. And he may even, you feel this like, hey, just ignore Pluto and Uranus and Neptune. It's all about me. I rule. Because he has so much power being in his own sign. He rules Capricorn. That's why he's your avatar. And, you can feel that pressure with Saturn. It's all about redefining who you are. Not who you've been, but who you are now. That's what's important. Saturn wants you to build, and he wants you to build something solid with yourself. And Uranus demands you step outside of any ideas about yourself that you believed were written in stone. Uranus is in the area of your foundation for the first few months in 2019. He enters Taurus for good for the next 6 years, March 6th, 2019. And he's going to be in a fabulous location for you, because with Uranus and Taurus, this is about you building a new life, using your creative self-expression to do that, your capacity to manifest as your guiding principles. Yes, there'll be bumps in the road, and they are connected to how you apply what you truly value. So Uranus is pouring positive energy into any planets you have in Capricorn, because he's now in your sister sign Taurus, which is extremely helpful, especially if you're open to change. Uranus is all about change. And if we're not making changes, then it creates chaos. And you want to give something for Saturn to do. Building something new is a very good way to use the Saturn energy. Another thing too, as you go into the new year, 2019, Jupiter is in Sagittarius, but all the planets will be direct, January 6th through March 5th. Yay! This is the best time to launch anything new. You want to launch a new business, you want to launch a new website, you want to launch anything you want to start. January 6th through March 5th is the best time to do it, because all the planets are direct, and that is where the universe is helping you to move forward. All the energy is about forward motion, so it's the best time to start a new job, new relationship, anything new that you want to begin. The window opens fully January 6th through March 5th, giving you 2 solid months to begin anything new that you want to start in the new year. And this is good news. Now, Neptune is about dissolving structures that no longer serve you. And of course, Pluto wants you to look deep into yourself. And you've been working with this Pluto energy since 2008. Pluto's been asking for you to go deep within self, Capricorn, and find that inner power. Own that inner power. Own your power. Be powerful. Find that source of power within you. And with Saturn, you can build yourself anew. Build the new you. A better version of you. A better world for you. And remember, you never met a mountain you didn't like climbing. That you didn't want to conquer. So Saturn can help you redefine who you are, and you're ready to create a new plan for your future. So create a dialogue from those parts of you that want to get on with it, and then those parts of you that might be afraid and is holding back. Is you want to work with all of you, and just because we have fear doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. I do believe in lining up the energy first. However, I do believe that real growth is scary at times. I know I get scared at times when I'm overwhelmed with new technology or having to do something completely foreign to myself and having to master it and learn it. I know how that feels. But that's what real growth is. So you want to use Saturn to build this new foundation that supports your inner being, your power. And don't let duty and obligation take over your life. Don't just suck it up and just keep doing what needs to be done without considering your well-being. If you find yourself exhausted or you find yourself tired, take a time out. There's no medal of honor for depletion. There's no one going to say, wow, that's really great that you've just exhausted yourself. No. So, it's not a race. You have the next 2 years to work with the Saturn energy, and the next 6 years to work with Uranus, and many more years to work with Pluto, and many years to work with Neptune. Neptune is sextile any planets you have in Capricorn. And that's very beneficial. So whatever Neptune dissolves, it's appropriate. And it's to make way for the new you. It's to make way for the new life that's being asked to be born here. And to release yourself from rigid expectations that dry up your capacity to dream and disconnect you from the world of possibility. This is about releasing the rigid belief that nothing is real unless it's in the physical form. Because everything starts in the etheric. Everything starts in the invisible before it's tangible. An idea. If you have an idea for something, that's not physical. That's mental, spiritual. It lastly becomes physical. It starts in the spiritual, then it goes to the mental, then the emotional, and then the physical. So it can be real even if it's a dream. It can be real even if it's a feeling. It can be real even if it's an idea. So, some of this energy can feel really heavy because you've got Pluto in Capricorn, you've got Saturn in Capricorn. What they want you to do is really own your power and understand that you are the source of power, that your source of power is not outside of you. It doesn't come from other people. It doesn't come from an institution. It comes from within you, deep within you. The source of power that truly sustains you is your own essence. And you can always create a new status quo. You've done it your whole life, so you can do it again. Now, the eclipses may trigger some fear. Fear of the future, fear of the unknown. You may want to scrap any changes that you're making and run back to what's the known, what's the familiar, what's the status quo. Don't do that. Do not give in to fear. Find new ways to nourish and nurture you and refuel yourself emotionally. Your key words for the next 2 years are recognize, refuel, refresh. And see it as a new challenge. See it as a new mountain to climb instead of it as a weakness or a failure. And allow other people to nurture you and help you. The North Node is in Cancer, and Cancer rules relationships. Allow other people to help you, to nurture you. And if there's anyone in your life that's abusive with you, that's not love. Set a boundary with them. Don't let them into your space because you can't afford that now. You're way sensitive with Saturn in your own sign. You're going to be feeling so much that you don't need anybody that's not loving on you or being respectful to you in your space. You want to set boundaries with that kind of behavior and allow in those that are being loving and nurturing with you. Step outside of the ways you've chosen to define yourself for the past 9 to 17 years. It may seem like a Herculean challenge you can't manage, but since when has that ever stopped you? Do it in small bites. That's how I do things. I have very big tasks. I've built a new academy. I'm building this amazing course. And even with my staff, all the people helping me, they get overwhelmed too because there's so much to do. And so we have to do it in small steps, in small bites. You work on it a little bit here. You work on this, you make this strong. You work on this, you make that strong. You work on this, you make this strong. But if you try to you take a look at the mountain and just well, I'm going to scale that mountain, in a week, then you're going to feel overwhelmed. You have the next 2 years to scale the mountain. You have time on your side, and remind yourself of that. And you love the climb. You love the climb. And it's time. No climb before it's time. And I got a great quote here for you. It says, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill said that. And he literally won the war for the UK and the rest of us. If it wasn't for him, it would have changed the course of history. So you've got the eclipses coming in. The first eclipse is going to be January 5th, and it's pulling the Saturn-Pluto together. We have Saturn in Capricorn, Sun and Moon in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn. The Sun and the Moon are pulling these two together. That's why it's game on with Saturn and Pluto. The last time they coupled together was 1982 and 1983. I talked about that when I did the Capricorn 2018 through 2020 astrology forecast because I wanted people to think about what happened, what was going on with you back then. Now, some of you wrote in, I wasn't born. Of course not. Not everyone was born then. You can still take your natal chart and run those transits around it because your chart is alive. And it would be interesting for you to see how that time period affects you now, affects your chart. Another time period I want you to look at is 1989 and 1990. In 1989 and 1990, we had Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn all coupled together in Capricorn. What was going on with you then? You were making big changes then. You were redefining yourself then. Now again, some of you weren't alive then. That's okay. You can run those transits around your natal chart. There is only linear time here in 3D. When you get up to higher dimension, the past and the future all happen in the now, which means your chart is alive even after you cross over, even before you're born. And you can take a look at the transits and how they affect your natal chart today with the eclipse happening. This is a very big eclipse coming in January, and it's going to be initiating all of this new growth we're talking about with you. This is about new beginning. This is about a new self-image, making all kinds of new beginnings. Your outlook on life is going to change. Who you are is changing. And it's appropriate. It is time. It's going to cut away what no longer serves you. Eclipses complete things and they begin things. And when something completes, something begins. Or when something begins, something completes. So this is about you, being open to the changes that are happening with you on the most deepest core levels of your being. When we change deep on the inside, the outside changes. And it's because it's now reflecting the new inner being that's happening with you. And it's important. This is significant. Now, this eclipse, January 5th, will be followed by a lunar eclipse in Leo, the last one. And that is in the area of other people's values. Money owed to you through insurance payout, tax payout, inheritance payout, royalty payout. And that one will be the last eclipse in this area for quite some time. Then the following eclipse will be in July 2nd. That is happening in the area of relationships for you. This is very significant because the North Node is in Cancer. And now the eclipses are going to be running Capricorn, Cancer. And so you have the first eclipse in this area of relationships, July 2nd. And that's why it's really important to allow other people to help you and where they can support you and not try to do everything yourself. Then the following eclipse is going to be a lunar eclipse, July 16th in Capricorn. And that's going to be back with you. You'll be completing something in July. Now, another interesting thing that's happening in July is Mercury will be retrograde, July 7th through the 31st in Cancer. So you might even be rethinking a relationship at that time. Somebody from your past could be coming back and revisiting you in July. There's going to be a lot going on with you in July. A lot of big changes. It's going to be, January as well, 2019. And then July 2019. Big changes. And of course, like I said, I'll go into bigger detail when I get to January and July forecast for you. And then the final eclipse in December 26th, is a solar eclipse in Capricorn. That's wild that there's two eclipses in Capricorn, one following the other. I mean, even though, they're 5 months apart, it's still lunar eclipse in Capricorn followed by a solar eclipse in Capricorn. So it's about making really big changes in 2019. So things are going to change. Be open to the change. Don't, when fear comes up, that's where you really want to get with yourself. And do things in small steps. When you do things in small steps, you have greater accomplishment and you feel really, your self-esteem is strong. If you try to do too much too quickly, you can overwhelm yourself. That is not going to win the race. If something completes, that's the universe reminding you that it's done. That you don't need to be in this relationship anymore, or this job anymore, or this business, or whatever it is, it's destiny calling. And with the North Node in Cancer, it's not about status quo. It is about nurturing your relationships, nurturing you, nurturing your work, but not keeping things the same just because they're familiar and kind of comfortable. You can get comfortable in the unfamiliar. You can get comfortable. That's how we learn new things. How did we learn how to walk? How did we learn how to ride our bike? How did we learn how to do anything? We tried and we would fall down, but we'd get back up and get on that bike, get on that horse, right? So keep an open mind and allow this growth that needs to happen with you, because it's time. And you can look back at 89 and 90. What changes did you make then? What was going on with you? You might see similar connections between then and now. of what was happening in 89, 90, and what's happening in 2019, 2020. Because these eclipses are going to be running this way in 2020 as well. And it's all about changing your self-image, how you present yourself in the world, how you do relationships. With the North Node in Cancer, and it'll be in Cancer until May 5th, 2020, allowing others to nurture you, allowing others to help you, allowing others to be there for you, and nurturing you and nurturing what you do. And this is really important, very significant. Now, as you go into 2020, Mars is going into Capricorn February 17th, 2020. That's going to give you a lot of power, a lot of drive, a lot of energy. Jupiter will be in Capricorn. That is going to give you tremendous power, optimism, hope, expansion. So you're getting rewarded for the work you've been doing, and especially the work you're going to do in 2019. You're going to start feeling the reward December 3rd, 2019, Jupiter enters Capricorn. Now, we all wait 12 years for Jupiter to come home into our own sign. Having Jupiter in Capricorn is going to feel so good. You're going to feel optimistic. You're going to feel expansive. You're going to feel hopeful. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to have more opportunities brought to you. And you're not only going to have Jupiter in your sign, but you're going to have Mars enter there in February. And they're going to form a mega conjunction in February and March. You're going to have South Node in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn, Pallas Athena, an asteroid, goddess of wisdom and truth, Capricorn. Jupiter, Capricorn. Pluto, Capricorn. Saturn, Capricorn. That's a whole lot of Capricorn going on. And that is all about you, growing you, redefining you, empowering you, pulling up that power from deep inside of you, owning that essence, owning who you really are, owning your own domain. And that's why I want you to be open and let Neptune show you new dimensions. Let Neptune show you the unlimited possibilities. Let Uranus show you how creative you can be. Uranus is really going to work for you in Taurus for the next 6 years. He's going to be uplifting any planets you have in Capricorn. And then Jupiter's going to be with you all of 2020. He's going to be with you in Capricorn December 3rd through solstice, December 20th, 2020. That's longer. That's 13 months. Well, it's over 12 months. 12 and a half months in your sign. We don't all get that. And then he'll enter Aquarius December 21st through December 29th, 2021. That's where he's going to grow your money. Now, that doesn't mean your money can't grow now, but when Jupiter gets into that area of your life, Aquarius rules your money, and Jupiter goes into Aquarius. After Jupiter grows you and expands you and lifts you up and brings you all these opportunities, he's going to then grow your money. So you do have a lot going for you. And, you know, once you get past January this year, I think you're going to get comfortable in all this growth work that's happening. And, you know, we're all going through it because we all have Capricorn in our charts. And these guys are showing up in everyone's solar return chart. Solar return is where your sun returns to exact degree of birth every year, and it's a very powerful chart that astrologers use to see the landscape of the year. And Sun and Pluto are sitting in there in everybody's chart. So we're all being asked to change, grow, move, do something completely new. And for you, you are the Capricorn. So it's all about you. The spotlight is on you. What will you do? Will you remember to nurture yourself? Don't get into that workaholic. Believe me, I know. I was born with Saturn sitting right on top of my moon. My moon and Saturn work together. And so you can just like get yourself so driven to achieve, get things done, Be responsible. You know, be the leader. Carry the responsibility, even when it's not yours. You know? And so the universe has a big message in here for you, especially in 2019, which is nurture you. Don't get so caught up in, you know, sucking it up and, you know, doing all the work and then not considering your well-being. Your wealth is in your health. If your health starts to get crappy, you know, stop, drop, and heal yourself. And I want to do a course on that. I want to do a course on, you know, healing the goddess, or goddess healing, or something. I don't. Healthy Goddess. I'm going to create a course called Healthy Goddess. And, you know, this is really important that you are taking this time to nourish and nurture you. Because that is a big message. The North Node is in Cancer. It's not in Capricorn. It's in Cancer. Cancer is about nurturing. It's about feelings and emotion. Saturn doesn't know what to do with those. I get it. However, the universe wants you to be really nurturing you, because you've got a power year coming up in 2020. You're going to be able to do anything you want with Mars in your sign and Jupiter in your sign the entire year. You're going to be able to do whatever you want. And so whatever needs to change in 2019, let it change. Let it be. Now, for those of you open for love, you've got the North Node in the area of relationships. And as the planets move around and activate that area, you know, it's going to bring greater opportunity. You also have Uranus in the area of true love and romance for the next 6 years, which can bring you someone fun and exciting and interesting and creative. And that's on. So it's on. Your relationship houses are activated. And, you know, the biggest focus will be in May, June, and July. But there'll be other times throughout the year where love is activated. And I'll go into detail each month. I do your forecast. For those of you coupled, the North Node is there. So it is important that you're nurturing the marriage. You're nurturing the partnership. You're nurturing the relationship. You're allowing your partner to nurture you. You're letting your partner know when you need help, when you need support. You know, hire people to help you. Delegate what you don't want to do. Let other people help you. Big message. I'm not seeing any challenges to the money. When Jupiter gets to Aquarius, whoo, you're going to see a big hit in the money belt. The money belt's going to grow. Jupiter expands whatever he touches. Once it gets to Capricorn, and that'll be at the end of December 3rd, 2019, you're going to be dancing in the street. You're going to be like, yeah! So it's good. Career, I mean, you know, you're working on it. You're working on it. And your career may be changing for some of you. For some of you, you may be changing your career. You may be changing how you do it. Maybe you're bringing in new technology, new creativity in what you're doing. And that's exciting. That's interesting. Be open to change. Be open to the new. That's the biggest message in here. Spiritually, make sure you're taking time to rest, recharge your batteries, to listen to Source, so that you are keeping that life-work balance and you're not burning the candles at both ends, and you're not just so focused on work that you're not listening to your body, you're not listening to spirit. It's mind, body, soul, spirit connection. Wealth is yes, it's money, but it's also health. It's also feeling good. It's also a personal life. It's also being happy. So we want wealth in all those areas to be a whole person. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing my videos. Capricorn, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps to support the channel, and it lets you know when I upload. And I also have a link below to the Mercury retrograde cheat sheet, and I'm going to have more gifts throughout the year. I'll come back and change them as the year unfolds. And it's very easy. You go to my website, sign up for the free email, you get your gift, and then you get fabulous information from me during the month. So until next time, Capricorn. It's amazing. Yes, it's scary at times because it's real growth. But you can do it. You love a challenge. You love the climb. Just don't be in a hurry. Take it one step at a time, and you're